at the end of the day, I still had myself, I still had my friends, and nothing was taken away from me. It's just that I wasn't given what I wanted. If I have my friends, if I have my family, I haven't really lost anything. I just haven't gained anything.
Hi, welcome to Keeping Up with Teenagers, and welcome to this very special episode which decodes voice between generations. We have this beautiful young lady here, Aliza Khatri, and she is this supremely talented young girl who will help us decode poetry, purpose, and aspirations. Now, Aliza, I have come across her writings, and the way she writes, it's way above the levels of maturity that we as parents would expect from 13, 14-year-olds. So here we have Aliza. Thank you, Aliza, for being part of the show.
Hi.
Welcome. So let us begin with, how did you begin writing poetry?
Honestly, I found a lot of poetries on Instagram. I had Insta from a very young age for I don't know. But I used to come across these little snippets of writing, and they seem like so beautiful to me. And I have always been into writing because my teachers always praised my essays in English language. So I decided to give it a try because I could it's like it was already in me. I didn't have to learn to do anything. It was just there. So I wrote my first poetry on 28th December 2023. So it's been a few years. And it was about my feelings, obviously. But I remember it was at night. I'm pretty sure it was 3 a.m.
3 a.m.?
3 a.m. I'm a nighttime writer. I don't think I've ever written a poem in the morning, in the daytime, ever.
Okay.
It's just that night gets you thinking, just looking up at the stars and then just, zoning out into your own mind. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you find poetry as your voice of expression? Is
Yes.
that how it has evolved into being right now?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Earlier, I only used to write about my feelings, but now I think I can express other people's feelings in my own words.
Beautiful, beautifully said. Would you like to read something for us?
Yes, actually, I wrote this poem. So currently, I'm in 9th grade, and I wrote this poem in the beginning because everything felt so strange. Yeah. Should I
Please.
start?
Yes, please.
9th grade, the end of a beginning. I can't get anything right on a Monday morning while I'm in class zoning out at the mere sight of numbers on the board, or anything for that matter. The answer's on my tongue. I know it. But sit there with my jaw clenched and a dumb look on my face. I'm smart, I swear. Or maybe I have no knowledge to embrace. Grade 9, first year of high school, first day in class. And a class which is exactly mine, but so strange at the same time. It's my second year. Same class. Why isn't anything in my head clear? Lost only not the position, but also my self-worth. Soul stitched, entwined in each other. Unsure if I'll ever feel Aliza in her prime while I'm in grade 9. The end, but also a new beginning.
Wow. That was beautiful because it starts with so much of panic and then probably gives you a lift of optimism that, yeah, you'll be fine. Now, that as an expression, when I, as a parent, if I were to read this, I would start reading, and maybe I understand it as a cry for help. Is it a cry for help?
It was eventually, because this poem was written in two parts. First, at the extreme beginning of 9th. And then after that, our school had this student council elections, and all my friends went. And ironically, everybody got it but me. But after that, I again reevaluated myself, and I realized it wasn't a big deal. That's when I wrote the part that I'm going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, I still had myself, I still had my friends, and nothing was taken away from me. It's just that I wasn't given what I wanted.
this is so refreshing to hear, especially from a teenager whom we often dismiss as people who are, they are just trying to be themselves, or they are just trying to be too cool, way out of their age. But when you hear so much of reflection, introspection, and then there is this courage to lift your own self up, is an amazing, I think, reassurance that the next gen is going to be superb. I mean, this is very beautifully put, Aliza. Thank you so much for those kind words. And it's so nice because it is also a reflection of how people should really assess, because life will have its ups and downs. But when you are in the down, what do you think? How do you express? And then how do you prop yourself up? Because life is going to be rolling, right?
Something that I've always told myself when I'm down is that this happened once and it happened again, and I was fine when I'll be fine, I'll be okay. At the end of the day, I'll still have myself, I'll have everybody. Because if I have my friends, if I have my family, I haven't really lost anything. I just haven't gained anything. And I tell myself this, like when I'm in my dark times, it's that I've gotten up once and I can do it over and over again, how many ever times I need to.
I think this deserves a brilliant clapping moment here, Aliza, because that's also inspiration for a lot of young teens out there to know that, yeah, I mean, it's all fine. It's going to be okay. It's going to be just fine. And that brings me to the next point of, purpose. And often we as parents or uncles and aunts have asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And that's such a cliched question. Do you feel pressure with that question?
Honestly, yes, every single time. And see, I'm gonna go deep over here in subjects. So, what's the first thing? What's the first thing you think when someone asks you, "Beta, doctor बनना है या lawyer बनना है?" There's no mid ground. I am a commerce student. I dropped science this year, not because it was hard or difficult. It's just that I think I can explore somewhere else. And I didn't really want to continue with science anymore. Earlier, I had told everybody that I wanted to do medical and become a psychiatrist. But I kind of didn't want to do that anymore because I just don't think it's for me. I think I can express myself. But at the same time, I just feel like I'd be doing so much better somewhere else. And I took commerce because I do actually admire business. And once after 10th grade, I'll have two options, which is humanities and commerce. And I'm more leaning towards humanities because I want to write in my future. I want to write, even if I don't take humanities or become an author or writer, I want to write at least one book in my lifetime about my entire life. So it can help a lot of younger people just be understood and be reassured that everything that you go through it's at the end of the day or whenever, it's gonna be okay and you're going to feel way better than you did before.
My God, I don't know whether I'm speaking to a teenager or am I speaking to somebody who is at par my age. But I think, my mind is yet to be so mature or so reflective, I think. That's a really refreshing change. So when you think of purpose, and now you've said that you want to become an author, now there are many people who are very indecisive about what they want to do. It's great that you know or you are focused on an ambition that you're chasing. What do you think would the journey be like? Because the journeys are always difficult.
So, well, I've actually thought this through a lot. And of course, an author, an Indian child being an author, I mean, beta, go do something more productive. But I think, there will be a lot of people who judge me like, you're gonna write a book? Yes, I am going to write a book. But I'm pretty sure the journey will teach me many things that will go in my book. Because I feel like I want to write something about my journey as just a teenager or as a child or my entire life, how it's been. Because I know there are many people who are in the same position as me and they can't decode themselves. They don't know what's going on because they're not given the liberty of education or whatever it is. And I think I can help understand make them understand themselves better through my story.
You see, we talk about privileges, and we often feel that privileges get misused by this generation. But when you talk to them and when you try and understand the depth and the gravitas with which they come across with their thoughts, it actually shows us how important privilege is for them and how they value it. They don't take it for granted and they want to do their best. So, let's all just let them be. I'm sure we are in good hands with the next future that is coming up. One advice that you would want to give parents of teens who can be difficult at times when they are unable to understand what your voice is echoing.
I just feel like parents need to listen and stop assuming everything. I feel like, of course, they love you, but do they understand you? Not every parent really takes the liberty to understand their child, and if one parent does, the other one doesn't. And it can be really confusing in such households. Like, your parents want to understand you, but they're not even willing to listen sometimes. And it's your job as a child to sit them down and if they're and make them listen to your voice, because you can't keep living like this every day without being understood, without being in a household which lacks communication. I think the most important thing is to communicate, and if it doesn't work out once, try again and again until it does. But I think the parents should really stop assuming stuff. You say one word to them and then be like, oh, this is what you think of me, oh, I'm the reason now, like I'm the reason for all this discomfort you're facing. No, I'm just trying to get you to understand what I'm trying to say. But no, they'll not always listen, but they're still your parents at the end of the day. And it's also your responsibility to not go too far with your words. It's your responsibility to make them feel like not completely accused for everything that you've been through, because your parents have always tried their best to sustain you, at least not financially, not always emotionally.
I think she brings in a brilliant point here by saying first is communicate, because most households often lack communication. And what I have seen, especially with working parents, often there is this guilt of not spending much time with the child. Hence, the requirement of understanding or communication gets warped into just taking them out and doing something fun. But it's just basically about having a conversation, an open discussion. She brings about another very interesting point, which is of, parents being there and this realization that at the end of the day, yes, we love our parents, we put them on a pedestal, but this generation really knows that even parents are learning with each phase of growing. They were not born as parents, they became parents. So everything is a learning journey. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful conversation, Aliza, that you've touched upon and helped a lot of us as parents understand perspectives of a teenage voice. I really wish you all the best, and I think you do have a solid voice. Just be the same. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.